My name's Token D Rock here with another stream. Hopefully, all of you are having a wonderful Monday morning slash had a wonderful weekend. It's 9:48 a.m. Central Standard Time if you're watching us live. Overall crypto market cap just sitting above $801 billion. Bitcoin dominance sitting at 38.7%. ETH dominance 17.3%. As you can see, Bitcoin has come down a little bit, retesting the lows that we discussed past videos, sitting right now at 16,100. ETH at around 1100. We're going to discuss why ETH has dropped so much here in the past 24 hours, or as to why it possibly could be dropping. Binance Coin at 260 a piece, Cardano 31 cents, Dogecoin 7.6 cents, Matic 81 cents, Polkadot at 524, Solana 1120, Chainlink at 581, Cosmos 914. Taking a look over at the stock market, we are down a whopping 0.32%, or roughly 108.06 points. Are we seeing a double top out of the stock market right here on the Dow Jones Industrial Average? Time will tell, but I'm going to guarantee you this is a double top before we come back down to these ranges, if not a bit lower. Maybe we go as low as maybe 28.5 or 28,000. But we'll see. Looking at Bitcoin 1 hour chart, we can see that Bitcoin has had some downside these past few days. It did a little bit of what I was insinuating with my chart, with the little slope up, the little ramp up, and then it finally came down, breaking below 16,000 last night. If you had a limit order for 16,000, it might have filled. Again, I'm just trying to keep some cash on the side for if we do go lower. Looking at the 1 minute chart, we can see that Bitcoin hasn't recovered significantly from this drop at around 15.9. So until we have decent amount of volume come in, I'm not going to be too bullish. I think we need to get back above 16.5, $17,000 Bitcoin before we can start saying anything. But that's just my take. Looking at the daily chart, we do see a descending triangle forming once again, and if that plays out, Bitcoin could to go to the downside. I think what we're going to see is inevitably, I think we are going to go lower this week. I think it's a make or break week. I think if Bitcoin doesn't hold these lines of support between 15.5 and 15.9, I think we're inevitably going to go down here, maybe bounce up to here again, trying to reclaim these levels, but ultimately maybe come back down, do something like this. It's going into like first week of December. And then I think we'll retest this line of support right around 13.8. And then again, time will tell whether this holds or not, but maybe we come back up just a little more and then ultimately dump again. I don't know. We'll see how if that plays out. Looking at the DXY, dollar does not look to be doing too great right now. Looks to be having potentially. Let's look at the 1 hour chart. I like looking on the zoomed in portion of the chart personally. So we are facing some resistance right here. Looks to be right around 107.9. Obviously, if this bleeds to the downside, we could see a rally out of stocks and crypto, but I think the dollar is about to rally to potentially new highs. We'll see if that plays out though. Head over to Twitter for some news. One of the biggest banks in Latin America to offer Bitcoin custodian services in 2023. Itaú Unibanco has 55 million customers globally. So I guess this is an exchange, or pardon me, a big bank over in Brazil and potentially have 55 million more customers or users coming to the crypto space. Benjamin Cohen says Bitcoin dominance is criminally low. Um, Fun fact: 12 years ago, you could buy 4 Bitcoin for $1. That's crazy, 25 cents a piece. Zero point 0.1 Bitcoin will make you a USD millionaire. Question is a time horizon. We talking 5, 10, 20 years? I think we're looking at probably 10 to 20 years for this. If you it just again speculating. FTX hacker, aka SEC of Bahamas, sends ETH to unknown wallet and swaps tens of thousands of ETH into Bitcoin in the last few hours. Pretty crazy development. Grayscale owns 3.3% of Bitcoin market cap. Luna owned only 80,000 Bitcoin, while Grayscale owns 640,000 Bitcoin. Grayscale is forced to sell their 640,000 Bitcoin. The price is expected to drop by 46%, which could send us to 8,900. Just want to show you how unlikely 10K is. ETH hacker buys $250 million of ETH. Price barely moves. ETH hacker sells 50 million of ETH, and the price dumps like crazy. What gives? Is there something to say about that? Here we have the hacker deciding that Sunday, just yesterday, is a great day to dump his $250 million in ETH. His wallet. Here we have the cascading downside that occurred from this dump. Is it over? Ben Armstrong or BitBoy says so. CoinDesk did an interview with Kevin O'Leary TV where he explained Celsius network would go to zero. Let me tell you guys let you guys in on a secret. This was orchestrated by Kevin FTX. You guys ready for the news that's going to rock the crypto world? I'm not exactly sure about these allegations, but it is quite alarming that Kevin O'Leary, such a an investor that's highly looked up to, when asked whether he would support SBF once again, he said yes, he would because Sam's a smart guy. I don't know what that man's on because if I got rug pulled millions, if not potentially tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars, I would not want to do business with you ever again. But that's just me. A whale with 720,000 ETH, roughly $817 million, switched his ETH wallet just now. This whale has been dormant for 2 years. He had 9 wallets before, each holding 80,000 ETH, and now he has 8 wallets, each holding 90,000 ETH apiece. Again, are we gonna see ETH dump downwards? Could that see a huge migration from altcoins into Bitcoin? Because the reality is if ETH dumps, altcoins are not going to look too good. And if altcoins aren't looking too good, money will flow back into Bitcoin. That's just the way the market works.
Who are you redeeming it from? Are you redeeming it from Tether or Bitfinex?
It's the Tether organization is who we're talking to.
Are you using U.S.-based banks such as Citibank when you wire to receive the Tether? Are you sending it through U.S. banks, or are you using anything other than Deltec?
Like the banks that we're using, or the banks that they're using?
Either or. I mean, are you using non-U.S. banks or are you using U.S. banks to purchase Tether?
Sorry, I'm not sure I'm following your question.
Are you using?
Oh no. Lawrence has gone frozen on. Oh, wait. Be back.
You say you wire money to Tether, right? To receive Tether. You wire dollars.
Yes, that's right. That's correct.
Okay. Are you using U.S. banks such as Citibank? Are you using what bank are you using to wire the money to Tether?
I'm not. Alameda is not going to disclose the bank.
Yeah, that's not good. Not a good look for Alameda or FTX. To think that this all started with one CoinDesk article that took out Sam, FTX, Alameda, polyamorous relationships, effective altruism. Genesis, Grayscale, Barry Silbert, the entirety of crypto, and the full circle of possibly CoinDisc itself. This guy says a circle of life. Here we have the gift from the Lion King, where the one of the guys picks up the baby lion or Simba, and here he's saying the circle of life, but instead of Simba, he's holding Bitcoin. To all the owners of gold, silver, Bitcoin, crypto, or any assets, read this article. If you don't hold it yourself, you don't own it. Look at this. Judge dismisses case over FBI raid of 1,400 private safe deposit boxes and seizure of millions in jewelry and cash. What's going on? Why are they doing that? Again, you don't even need to do anything bad. These people could just, have a grudge against you, or for whatever reason, they could be politically motivated to seize your safety deposit box or whatever. I'm not saying it's going to happen today or tomorrow, but it might happen down the road. So again, kind of reaffirming the statement: not your keys, not your crypto, but also with real assets too. Realize that if you put it somewhere outside of your home or whatever, put in a safe deposit box, judge can just give the FBI, CIA, whoever warrants to raid your documents or belongings, or rare earth metals or whatever. Big misunderstanding about the liquidation level of Michael Saylor. Bitcoin needs to hit $3,500 to liquidate only 14.5 thousand out of his 130,000 Bitcoin in total. Total liquidation will take place in the lower 3 digits area. There's no way he can be liquidated in this way. I wouldn't say no way, but extremely unlikely. Like, I don't think Bitcoin is going below 4 digits anytime soon. I would be a little surprised if we went below 5 digits, but again, no one knows the future. We may be entering recession, depression. If entering a depression, a lot of people will be forced to sell their Bitcoin for cash to pay for bills, debts, whatever it may be, food, etc. Breaking the FTX hackers, selling thousands of ETH and buying wrapped Bitcoin. Capitulation has just started. In my opinion, this week is going to be decisive. I'm 100% out of the market. I wouldn't say I personally am out of 100% out of the market. I'd say I'm like 80% out of the market. I still have some stocks and a little bit of crypto, but mainly safer place. Elon working on crypto wallet for Twitter. CZ invested 500 million. The writing's gone on the walls. Crypto and NFTs are coming to Twitter in a big way. All 350 million users will be in the Web3 ecosystem in 2 years. If you're reading this, you're earlier than you can imagine. U.S. home sales are crashing at their fastest pace since Lehman Brothers capitulation back in 2007 going into 2008. Pretty crazy stuff. Good afternoon. Conveniently ignore the second largest campaign donor of the Democratic Party. Again, just to recap, Sam Bankman-Fried took taxpayer dollars that was given to Ukraine, also oblivious investor funds, and claimed it was going to help Ukraine, and then taxpayer dollars were then used by Ukraine to make a deal with FTX. FTX then took money out of the fund that FTX put into, or sorry, that Ukraine put into FTX. That money then went to basically prop up Democratic candidates, along with a few GOP, but mainly Democratic candidates for the midterms. FTX's chief regulatory officer, Dan Friedberg, tied to online poker scandal. Again, not looking too good. Here we have Obama talking about his position on marriage. This is before the current thing.
Define marriage. I believe that marriage is the union between a man and a woman. Now, for me as a Christian, it's also a sacred union. God's in the mix.
Again, weird how this was said just 14 years ago, but now they want nothing to do with that rhetoric. Donald Trump saying he's not a fan of Bitcoin. This is a few years ago. This is a few years ago. He just got reinstated on Twitter. He says cryptocurrencies are not money, and their value is highly volatile, based on thin air. Unregulated crypto assets can facilitate unlawful behavior, including drug trade and other illegal activity. Luke Rutkowski, or at Luke We Are Change, says, "I'm sorry to break it to you, but dollars are used for more criminal activity than Bitcoin. And that's nothing but facts. It's not traceable. Why would they use Bitcoin when it's traceable? Climate reparations equals taking money from poor people in rich countries and sending it to rich people in poor countries. Biden, this guy, agrees to pay climate reparations. U.S. will pay up to $1 billion to compensate developing countries for global warming, but gas guzzling China won't have to pay into global fund. Funny how that works. Crazy stuff. Tragically, 300 Americans die of fentanyl poisoning every day in America, and Biden says nothing and does nothing. Tragically, 5 people were killed in a shooting in Colorado, and Biden immediately demands a ban on assault weapons. Um, and crazy stuff. I mean, I'm not saying he has his focus entirely in the wrong place, but something's to be said if fentanyl's killing over 300 Americans per day. We need to do something about that as well. The IRS says the new 87,000 agents could help raise as much as $1 trillion per Bloomberg. That's pretty crazy. I mean, it's obvious where they were going with this. You need more agents. You're going to collect more money. It's simple math, more taxes, etc. Police body cam footage of the Paul Pelosi hammer incident has been given to news agencies and will soon be made public. Footage contradicts 100% of the official story, and that is exactly why many people are speculating that Nancy Pelosi stepped down from her Speaker of the House position. Obviously, Republicans gained the House during the midterms, but she is stepping down, I believe, ahead of time because of the footage going out there. At least that's what people are speculating. Friend headed over to France for this next one. French President Macron at the APEC summit yesterday suggesting a single world order instead of China versus US, similar to the one outlined by WEF and Klaus Schwab. And you know what? When he was talking about one world government, this lady didn't like his rhetoric. So what did she do? She slapped him. That's hilarious. I love that. He deserves it. Look at him. He's got the face mask. Like what games is this man playing? Over in the Netherlands, farmers are boycotting selling their produce to the supermarkets. People are showing solidarity to the farmers by starting local food cooperatives and local farmers markets to buy directly from the farms rather than the supermarkets. A great move on these people. I love to see that. We're going to discuss egg shortage happening here in a little bit. But Beijing official says the city's COVID control condition is grim. Supposedly reported their first COVID death since May 26th. Is this going to rock markets a little bit further? As many people, I know many people who will start SHITTING their pants. Hearing about COVID making a surge over in China. Oh, is this the next lethal variant? Are we going to die from it? Blah blah blah. Here in China, over in China, they also have driverless taxis that pull up to you, scan the QR code on the rear windshield, and enter the ride password. Then wait for the robo taxi to verify your COVID password. If your QR code is green, it will take you to your destination. This is probably going to be a thing here in about 2-3 years time. I'm going to bet on it because Tesla has the self-driving cars. That Uber, Lyft, and other what is it, taxi competitor apps, that's what I'm going to call them. I'm sorry, ride sharing apps are looking to get rid of their employees and are looking towards self-driving cars. So this is kind of a Black Mirror-esque, but it's a highlight into what we may be seeing here in the near future. The fact that vaccine mandates are continuing into 2023 is absolutely indefensible. There's no scientifically justifiable reason for it. It's entirely about enforcing compliance and punishing anyone who dares dissent. More recently, vaccinated people are more likely to get long COVID than those less recently vaccinated. Now, need to point out that no unvaccinated control group was included, but pretty astounding that the things that they claim to protect you are actually making you get the illness at a accelerated rate. It was not normal. It was grotesquely abnormal. Never forget what they did, and more importantly, never let them do it again. Look at this. Oh, you can't sit on the bench. It might have COVID. Oh, we gotta put these things around your children while they play the instrument, even though uh, they have plenty of room between each other. Look at this. Disgusting, if you ask me. Uh, Ottawa Citizen saying editorial, don't debate face masks, just wear them. Jimmy Dore replies saying obey in capital letters because that's exactly what they're telling you to do.
We should have known
mRNA everywhere,
what we call
including breast
pharmacokinetics
milk and in
and
various
pharmacodynamics. So we
secretions. We
learned this
don't know
after the
if
vaccines
or
are
when
released,
it
and
ever
everything
leaves the
we've learned
body.
that gives everybody
Still
a
waiting for
sense of
someone to
nausea
take a
and really
vaccine and be
fill you
shown to
with
be
some of these
clear of
sensations.
messenger
Bird-taking college
RNA.
figures out how to measure the messenger RNA. It goes up in the bloodstream and stays up for 2 weeks. That's when they stopped. We don't know when it goes down, but it's circulatory for 2 weeks. Foreign messenger RNA in the body, presumably on lipid nanoparticles or now in exosomes. Another piece of information.
That's problematic because we're told it's just located in the arm. It's short-lived and it disappears, dissipates.
Right.
Antibodies kick in, this is over.
Right.
Running all through your body.
It's running through your body at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They Rotkin, Stanford, they're getting lymph node biopsies for other reasons, but they learn how to stain for the messenger RNA. It's in lymph nodes for 2 months.
That's
2
crazy.
months.
2
Now,
weeks
JAMA,
turns into 2
Hanna and
months, which
colleagues,
turns into 2 years.
breast
Remember,
milk.
2 weeks is
It's
slow
found
to
messenger
spread.
RNA
Oh,
in
but
breast milk.
it's just for your safety. These people are disgusting, you guys. And to believe they fired people over not taking it and such is disgusting. Look at this. I woke up this morning not trusting the science again. How about you? Al Roker gets COVID-19 vaccine on live TV. Today's show, Al Roker reveals he's in the hospital and being treated for blood clots. What gives, Al Roker? Are you connecting the dots yet? Right now, Twitter's having a meltdown of sorts. A lot of babies saying, I'm leaving this group, or first I'm going to post about leaving this group. Then I'm going to stick around to see what everyone thinks about me leaving this group. It's like, all right, get off the platform already. I'm not going to play the clip, but there was a video that was put out on January 6th of 2021. It was only up for a few minutes, but it basically destroys the narrative that DJT was trying to basically incite a riot or incite violence at the Capitol. This clip kind of disproves that, but media didn't want it circulating. That's why he was removed from the platform, along with the censoring of videos like this one. Don't really like Trump anymore, but the reality is free speech includes speech that you do not like to hear, that you don't necessarily agree with. So just need to be fully transparent with that. Eliza Blue says, I'm overwhelmed with joy to see Elon Musk and CEO and owner of Twitter say that he is making the removal of child sex abuse material on Twitter priority number one. Very good on Elon for doing this. It's disgusting that people are posting this stuff on Twitter. They feel that they're safe to display such disgusting images and materials. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Let's move on. Talking about egg shortages. Well, this farmer is saying that supermarkets are more or less basically charging you a higher price for the goods, but the farmer doesn't see an increase in their wages or such. So essentially, these supermarkets aren't willing to pay what they want the customer paying. So essentially, there's egg shortages artificially as a result. Pretty disgusting. Just a reminder, there's no egg shortage, oil shortage, energy shortage, semiconductor shortage, or anything else they tell you there's a shortage of. What there is an intentional global policy to control the flow of goods and services to make you think there's a shortage and keep you afraid. Again, kind of scarcity mindset. That's what they're trying to instill. Zelensky has still yet to offer condolences to Poland for his stray missile that killed 2 innocent citizens. Hasn't even acknowledged it yet. Of course he's not. Still funny that the entire US controlled world has been raging at Russia all year for doing something the US does routinely. Yeah, you can't throw rocks when you're sitting in a glass house, but the West loves to do it regardless. Um, Here we have, I'll leave you guys with this. Scary if true. Biden, Romney, McConnell, Pelosi, and the rest of the establishment have been using Ukraine for financial pillaging for years. FTX scam confirms it. Why do you think every actor and uniparty politician went headfirst into an active war zone this past year? Yeah, pretty weird stuff. But there's going to be deniers, going to be people who are like, no, no, they're they're trying to save the Ukrainian people. It's like, no, get your head out of your ass. So they're all about making money. They're all about making business deals with other wealthy people. Let's be real with ourselves. But that about does it for today's stream. A little bit of a longer one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Please hit the notification bell to be notified when we go live next. I will see you guys all tomorrow at 9:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. Until then, take care and invest wisely.